Welcome back to another episode of Wisdom in the Room podcast. I am your host, Matthew Gibson, and today is just me. It's just me. From time to time, I'm gonna make sure we have some conversations. It's just us, me and you in the room, and we're just sharing. Before we get going, I want to tell you I just recently created an Instagram page for Wisdom in the Room. It's kind of cool. Yeah, so literally go on Instagram at Wisdom in the Room. Boom, you're there. And you get to keep up with whatever it is that I am posting, whatever it is that I'm going. I have plans in the work and ideas. You just gotta stay tuned. But I just think I want you to come along the journey. Life is a journey, and the things that I'm interested in is a journey. And I just want you to come on this journey with me. And let's embark on this together. Let's learn more about ourselves. Let's learn more about each other. What I hope to do is just have great conversations. Honestly, that's really what I want to do. Just have great conversations with people, post those great conversations on different outlets, and hope that people can take something from that and be able to apply it to their own lives, or just, be inspired, be encouraged from the conversations that I have with others, or just the conversations that I have with myself. And this is just almost like an invitation to my head. All right, so on Wisdom in the Room, you'll get the blogs. You also get the podcast. All right, and then you'll get everything else in between. Little encouraging messages to me stretching or doing yoga and things like that. Trying to be creative and tap into that creative side of me and just letting it out. So like I said, come along with the journey. Follow me on Instagram at Wisdom in the Room. All right, and then you can always get the blog posts and things like that at wisdomintheroom.com. So it's a journey, like I said, but let's hop in to what we're talking about today. This is what we're talking about. All right. Recently, I did a photo shoot, and it was a really dope photo shoot. Drew Muzan took the pictures, and Isaiah Williams also took pictures as well, and my friend Olivia was out there. They helped me to bring this vision to life, all right? This was something that had been in the making. It was history, history in the making for about a few months. And I'll give you a little backstory. One morning back in June, I woke up and this question popped in my head that said, am I supposed to hate myself? And I'm like, what? I believe it was it was the Holy Spirit talking to me am I supposed to hate myself? And for me, I'm an inquisitive person, so I just inquired a little bit more, asking what's that mean? And I started thinking about how it is that I see myself, my body, right? If I don't measure up to what society says I have to look like, or what I even say I need to look like, right? If I don't measure up that way, am I supposed to hate myself because of that? And so what that did was it was a reality check for me in that moment to say, my brother, we got some work to do when it comes to accepting who you are in this body, right? Accepting this body, right? And loving it, whether I am a ripped up stud looking dude or, I'm a little flabby, all right? Ebbs and flows in life, it ebbs and flows. But what it really made me do is recognize some things about myself I didn't know. Well, I just was unaware to. I think that was that I didn't accept myself. I didn't accept a lot of myself, my mind, didn't accept this body, and I definitely didn't accept the Holy Spirit that was within me. And when I say accepting that, I mean just resting in it. Understanding that there's nothing that I can do to earn my way into the good graces of God. It's been given to me freely through Jesus. And then in my body, understanding that the reason why I did not accept myself was because of the internalized voices and these internalized things that I've internalized over my whole entire life, to see myself as less than physically, or basically being motivated by extrinsic desire to be accepted by other people. And when you tie your need to be accepted to others, then it's almost like a hamster on one of those wheels, right? It's like a hamster on those wheels. It's like a never-ending race because the need for acceptance always changes, right? But it starts within. And then just like within my mind, learning to be kinder to myself. So I got to writing, and I thought I was gonna do a podcast episode at the time about it. And it kind of just went away. I wrote it down. I wrote some really dope stuff around it, and it just went away. I never thought really about it. But I did take from that I needed to start doing the work of accepting myself daily and constantly affirming myself in that. All right, and I'm not saying these things as like, oh, I have conquered it and I have fully learned to accept myself. It's a daily reminder for me, and it's a daily thing that I do, especially if I'm going into places, just to remember to tell myself that, yo, you are accepted, my brother. So you don't have to try to conform or shift your image in a certain way so that other people will accept you. You are accepted. And as the months went on from the initial time, that was probably I think it was like June, that I had that question was posed to me. From that time moving forward, I began to have a vision for a photo shoot that I wanted to do. And the photo shoot was going to be completely shirtless. All right. And for me, that was a big step because number one, I've always kind of had this fear of taking my shirt off, feeling like, I don't want to take my shirt off, man. Thinking I got man boobs. And so kind of feeling insecure around that. So insecure about taking my shirt off, insecure about what are other people going to think, right? So you just imagine all these different anxieties was instantly triggered when I started having this idea of I want to do this photo shoot. And the vision began to become clearer to me of how I wanted to do it. So I did a photo shoot in September, and it's near the end of September, and it's essentially the manifestation from that question, am I supposed to hate myself? And from that time to the time that I did this photo shoot, there was this journey of self-acceptance, of real acceptance. And like I said, it continues. The journey of self-acceptance continues because it's a daily practice. It is. So we did the photo shoot. I hit up Drew and I was telling him, man, I got this vision and I want to be a shirtless photo shoot. It's going to be a little bit shocking to people because, I don't know, I always feel like people don't see me as the type of person to post stuff with my shirt off. But I'm not trying to do it in a way of, I wasn't doing it for a way of attention. It's really a message behind it. And the message is accept yourself. So taking those pictures with my shirt off and really embracing, this is who you are, bro. This is your body. This is your mind. This is your spirit, bro. Put that out there. Let that be seen. This is you. Enjoy that and love that. Appreciate that. Show that. That's the message behind it. It's self-acceptance. Accept who you are. Accept your mind. Accept your body. Accept your spirit. And if there's things that you want to change, right? Let's say you want to change. You want to make change, which is cool. Change is great. Not all change is great, but change is great though. I would say this. Do it from a place of self-acceptance versus doing it from a place of having others wanting to accept you. So if you want to get in shape, right? If you want to get in shape, you want to change your body physically, then do that from a place of loving yourself and doing it for yourself versus I want other people to finally see how good I look. No, do it for yourself. Like they say, be your own body goals. Be your own body goals. Yeah. So the vision came to life. I was doing some yoga poses. That was representation of the body. I did a part outside where I was running this hill. And that was representation of my mind, of how my mind is always working, it's always thinking, and it's always going, and how much of the physical aspect is tied into the mental, and how when I played sports, I learned that I can do anything. And like the mind is so powerful, because there'll be times where we'll be running and dogging, and it'll just be, it sucks. But mentally, I would check into a different place that helped me to push through the physical part. And it started to show me that the mind, I can do that. So just imagine outside of physically what I can do mentally, like the boundaries, just like I can clear the boundaries, I can clear paths mentally by seeing it and allowing and believing in myself. Really, that's what it is, believing. And then spiritually resting in my identity. And so accepting that I'm loved by God and I don't have to earn that. So that was the overall arching theme of this photo shoot that I did. And over the next few weeks, it's gonna be more and more releases, and you'll see shirtless pictures and things of that nature. But don't interpret it as, oh man, is this dude trying to be a model? Yeah, possibly, a little on the side, it's a nice little hustle, but it's not for a place, it's not coming from this place of validation, needing validation from others. It's coming from a place of knowing that I am validated, that I do love myself, and that I am accepting of who I am. And that's what I would want to tell anybody, accept yourself for who you are. And if there's something that you don't like, how can you change that? How can you work to change that, right? Is that something that can be changed? And why don't you like it? Who taught you not to like that part about yourself? Or why don't you like that self? Why you don't like that part of yourself? At the end of the day, I believe that we have to accept the person that we see in the mirror. We have to sit with the good, sit with the bad, sit with the not so beautiful, right? Acknowledge those things about yourself that might not be so good, but don't condemn yourself because of that. What I'm learning for 2020 is to accept yourself. That would probably be my theme of the year would be to accept yourself for who you are. Accept yourself for who you are. And if there's things that you want to change, make those changes. But don't do it for anybody else other than yourself. This change comes from within. And when we try to change ourselves for other people to accept us, it's a rat race. It's a fruitless race. But when we change and make changes in our lives for ourselves, it becomes so much more fruitful. So much more fruitful. So those are just my little 2 cents. But I would challenge you to ask yourself, do I accept myself? Right? Do I fully accept myself? And if the answer to that is no, I want you to know that it's okay. A lot of people don't accept themselves. But since you have acknowledged that though, it's time to do the work of beginning to find acceptance with yourself and not need that external validation. Though affirmations are cool. Affirmations from other people is good. But let's move from a place where we affirm ourselves first, and then those other affirmations that may come, that's an added bonus. See it as confirmation. But let's not go fishing for that. Let's not go fishing for that anymore. I think there is a level of freedom and beauty on the other side of self-acceptance.